guys, good morning. Peace, love, and muscles. Hope you're doing well. Always wear protective stuff when you're about to cook. Now, this morning I'm going to make pancakes for my girls, meaning my wife and my daughter, and they want to try out my specialized protein pancakes. Now, I don't cook with protein powder. This is just going to be eggs and my oatmeal, 365 oats and flax oatmeal, a little cinnamon, and we're going to use a blender and a banana. We need a banana for texture and consistency. So it's very simple. This is what I recommend. I recommend that you have your blender cup ready, right, that you're going to put on your magic bullet or whatever blender you have, and then crack the eggs separately. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but I waste a couple of bucks a year doing this. I crack some nice eggs, and then all of a sudden one will come in that has a little blood in it, or it has it's a little cloudy, and it just messes up your entire egg profile, and it makes the meal disgusting. So you want to throw the whole thing out. The way to save money and the way to save time is to crack each egg individually separately, make sure it looks edible, clear, healthy, and then pour that into your little blender cup. And I do that each time. So the way I'm going to make this for my girls is I'm going to take 2 whole eggs. My camera woman is excellent. It's my daughter Celia. Beautiful, nice clear egg. I'll put this in here. See, so you know what? People are always looking in the background for like bottles of steroids and stuff. They're trying to see if like we left steroids around here, right? For consumption, but you're gonna see Walgreens multi gummies and Airborne. Those aren't even mine. It's Mrs. Costa. She's into that kind of stuff. Okay, so we've got 2 eggs, whole eggs, and now we're going to just use the whites. And this is my method. I mean, I can use a different method, you know, but I can put my hand in there. I can get a little bit in the weeds. This is sometimes, I read one time that you can actually use this for a face mask for later, but for now we don't have any time. I hate to throw out food, but whatever. So I'm gonna use the white in here. Just so you know, guys, most of the nutrition in an egg is actually in the yolk. The white is really just protein. I think you'd be a little surprised to find out just how little protein is in there, which is why you have to eat quite a few. This is an overall balanced breakfast, right? This isn't necessarily a protein meal or a high protein meal. I was talking with one of my friends the other day, and he says, Vic, how much cholesterol is in an egg? I said, that's not your worry. You got to take that piece of cake out of your mouth. You can't be worrying about the 1 or 2 eggs. From what I've read, you know, these days with respect to cholesterol, that dietary cholesterol has very little to do with overall cholesterol. That seems to be one paradigm. I don't want to be a cholesterol expert or act like that, but I think that you should really check, do your own research and check with that. I mean, there are people who have high cholesterol who live to be 100, like my Nani, but obviously you don't want to have too much dietary cholesterol, because too much of anything is a bad idea. Anyway, we're still working on our whites here. We're going to do about 8 eggs in total. See, she just looked at me like I'm cuckoo. But that's, honey, you'll see. You'll see that you need some liquidity in here. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna keep going. Everything looks good so far. We have no bad eggs. Occasionally you'll get one. And these eggs are cage-free. Plus, that's my style, babe doll. Okay, we're almost there. We started out with the full dozen. This is coming out better than typical. And people are saying, why am I watching this whole video to watch this guy's egg recipe when he could have just said throw some eggs in there? Because this is part of how to do it. And you can perfect this little method, because sometimes they don't come out so great. But I would say this is going to make 2 very nice sized pancakes that are going to fill up that pan, and I'll show that to you. You're gonna have a nice equal distribution. So we're at 8, okay? Now we're going to throw in our oatmeal packets. We've got the 365 oats and flax. You could actually use the like the maple brown syrup or whatever the other, oh, I forgot this one. The some of the variety packs of oatmeal that have very little difference in the nutritional value. I mean, there's a little bit more sugar in some of the spicier ones, like the cinnamon, the maple, and all that stuff. But guys, the essence of this is really the same. I mean, there's a few variations. I mean, if you're into the maple syrup flavored oatmeal, I would say go for it. I mean, we're not talking about that much difference in a sugar profile. Okay, now, boy, I'm tired today. Okay, where are we with the bananas? So my girls eat half bananas. You know, they're like the half banana crew, and then they throw the other half in the fridge, so they don't mind. I don't do that kind of stuff. I mean, I need a full, but there's 2 halves in here.
I don't do that.
You don't tell? Oh my God, that's your mother doing this then. Okay. Your mother. Okay, beautiful. This is our batter. This is really the batter, but I'm gonna use Pam cooking spray. Please don't start with the ozone stuff. I appreciate that and respect it. I mean, I don't know what else to do right now. We can talk about that another time. I am trying to make less of a footprint in general in this world. This is not the whole method, but we're gonna get this going. And I like to put this on the opposite side because we have our fish over here. His name is Fishly. You can, I always reference him as Official. Get it? Official. That's cool. You can steal that name for your own bed of fish. Okay. Here we go. It's exciting, isn't it? We don't want chunks of banana in there as well. I have a little experience in this field. Let's heat up the pan, shall we? Okay. Okay, now you don't want to put the gas on super high because you'll find that your pancake is going to burn very quickly. You want to put the gas on sort of medium, and then we're going to put our batter in there when the pan gets a little warm, and we're going to distribute half of this batter in there. And then we're going to basically just wait for bubbles to pop up. Now this isn't going to be, oh my God, can you open this for me?
Yeah.
Just kidding. Go ahead. Sorry. This isn't going to be perfect. It's not always pretty, but it isn't going to be bad. My mother says, right, you're going to make a cake, you're going to break a few eggs, you know. This is clean. There's no place left in this place to put this. Okay, come on over here, Dolly. How does this light work? I don't even know how this work. Okay. Oven light? No. Stove top? Oh, no. Power display. Fan. Vent. Oh, man. Hey! Okay.
I've only lived here for 10 years.
Don't test that with your tongue to see if it's hot. I wouldn't do that. Or your finger. Because, I mean, why? That's about right. Now you're basically going to wait until the bubbles come up, and that's how you know that you've got yourself a pancake in formation. Let's throw a little cinnamon in there. Was the cinnamon good yesterday when I did it?
Yeah.
All right. You could throw it in the batter, or you could do this and make a bigger mess in your house if you want to. Oh my God, that was not good distribution. "50 years from now, people will be finding cinnamon in the vents in this house." You know what I'm talking about? Okay, so now you wait. I've been answering a lot of questions on Insta, been answering a lot of questions on YouTube, mostly about steroids. It's all people care about, whether or not Vic takes steroids. Cece, what do you think about that topic?
People should give that up.
No kidding.
Liar.
From an evolutionary perspective, it makes no sense. We're going backwards in many ways. So what we're trying to do really is just to wait for the bubbles to come up, and that's how you know it's cooking, right? And we're gonna occasionally check it. Occasionally there's a little bit too much batter, so you try to like get it around to the edges. but then you will have a very flat pancake rather than something that's, you know, robusto to the upside. You know what I'm saying, Cece?
Yeah.
There's too much cinnamon in there.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, you get the gist of this. This is it. This is a nice pre-workout meal. It's a nice after-workout meal. You're going to probably have these two things anyway in your daytime. Why not mix them together? You could make them the night before and then take them to work. You could throw a little jelly in them. If you wanted to just really had a lot of patience, you could just pour a little batter and make like a crepe really thin and then roll it up. That would be really nice if you're making breakfast for more than one person. I just didn't want to do this six times, especially for the video, right? So I've got a little batter on the top. I'm going to move that around. And sometimes I try to do this. I try to let the batter go underneath so that we get this thing cooking without burning. But it's coming out pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
See? I told you it wasn't going to be pretty, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Guys, you got to check out my video on peak performance, why it's not great to stay necessarily at the peak of your physical condition all the time. That video is coming up shortly. Most of the people that talk to me about, Vic, I used to be this or I used to be that, it always happened when they were at the peak, so why not stay slightly under the peak? I make some references to mountain climbing and pushing for the summit. I think you're going to like that video. That video's coming up next. And no, I'm not just trying to fill time before we flip the pancake. I'm serious about that video. Oh, peace, love, and muscles. What do you think of that? What do you think?
Very nice looking pancake.
Cake. It's a nice looking cake. Aren't you glad I did my hair for this video?
Looks great, Dad.
We will chat about it in the meantime here, sweetheart. You got a lot of homework today?
Yeah.
All right.
Speed this up.
That a girl. You know, you just gotta, just like she does with the homework, you gotta stick to your knitting. Somebody said, Vic, you cannot stay lean all year round. Well, here's the trick. Get in shape and stay there. Get in shape and do those things. Do those things that you did to get in shape and do them often. How's that for a hint or a trick? Right? I don't understand that. How do you stay in shape?
Right.
The same way you get in shape and then stay at that level.
Yeah.
Why would it be anything different? Why once you get to that condition that everything has to fall apart? Maybe that could play into that video about the peak, right? Staying at the peak. Why not stay slightly below that and then be always like, you know, a couple of weeks away from like your best shape, but not too delicate where your body is compromised that you feel like you can't sustain that. Do you know what I mean? It's like working a 100-hour week. You can't do that all the time. You can push through once in a while and do that, but you can't sustain that. You're gonna find yourself in the ER, baby. Okay. Okay, this is looking good. We got some cookage on both sides. And this is your breakfast, sweetheart.
Great.
Abundance, go build some muscles. What do you say, huh? Cece, I've been speaking like that lately and people like it.
Okay.
Isn't it like the Italiano, kind of New Yorkie?
Yeah.
And they said, the gas is still running. Oh, let me tell you guys something real quick. Just really important about the gas. And I remind my family of stuff like this all the time because I am quote unquote the checker of the gas. Do not spray cooking spray while the flame is on. So in other words, you've already removed your pancake or whatever when you're doing your omelets and stuff and you're cooking for more than one person. Do not spray this when this is running. Please do not do that. If you have to reapply the cooking spray, you turn the gas off and then do it. Someone sent me a video, not a video, somebody sent me a comment, and it did have some pictures and stuff, about what happened when they actually sprayed something and the flame was on. And I don't recall if it was a cooking spray or something, but they did. And it turned back into the can somehow or another and turned it basically into a grenade and they were burned. This is what they told me. This is what they told. We had a long dialogue about this and I called the guy because I felt really bad. Now he might have been hustling me, but ever since then, I don't do that, okay? So then we just fire it up again. That's it. You apply your cooking spray. Now, by the way, I'm a belt and suspenders kind of guy, which is why I gave you that piece of advice. So peace, love, and muscles. Take care of yourselves. Stay natural. Stay true to yourself. Do the things that you, to get in shape, do those things all the time. Don't do things that are unsustainable. Come up with a plan. Come up with a solid eating plan so that you're not starving all the time. Be consistent with your workouts and eat protein pancakes. I mean, what are you talking about over here? This is what you do. Thank you so much for watching the video, friends. If you really hung in there for 15 minutes and 15 seconds, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my work. Please don't forget to ding the little bell so that you're alerted to new videos as they come out. And also, please follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Vicsnatural. Love you all. Peace, love, and muscles. Stay healthy. Stay natural. Bye-bye.